3 properties in. Did you, at any point in time, it sounds as though you listened to, as you said, the podcast and educated yourself. Did you ever go to any paid education courses that are available?
No, funny enough, I didn't. Like,
Yeah.
I might have went to like one seminar possibly by memory, but it was mainly just doing a lot of research.
Yeah, okay.
By reading different property investment books. There wasn't many podcasts out there back then.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And did you network, or did you try to hang around with like-minded investors?
Nowadays I do. Back then, unfortunately, I didn't, because like I was a lot more growing up from that kind of family and demographic. Like, I was pretty shy in that aspect as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I couldn't public speak. I couldn't do anything. It was like a totally different, you know, thing. So no, I didn't really. And everyone I knew at the time didn't own property, so I was all by myself.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what was number 4 in the portfolio?
Number 4 was a property in the Gold Coast, actually.
Yeah.
That one, it was around the Surfers Paradise kind of area, and you know, that's where everyone goes to schoolies and all that kind of stuff in Surfers Paradise. But that was a.
Is that where you
unit.
found the opportunity through schoolies?
I didn't really find the opportunity, but I went there.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then when I started really getting involved in property, I looked at the prices, like, compared to like, you know, Western Sydney where I grew up. This is on the beach. This is a lot nicer, and it's a lot cheaper. So I was like, it can't hurt to, you know, diversify and get one here as well.
Indeed. So that was an intentional strategy, because by this point you've got a really diversified portfolio.
Yes.
So you moved to to the Gold Coast, and what sort of price range was that?
That one in particular, I wish I bought more of them. That was a unit, and I picked that up for 169,000.
Yeah, wow.
And that was renting at the time. Like, at the time, it wasn't rented, but I got that rented out right away afterwards for like $310 per week.
Also, once again, you're nailing those 10% yields.
There was like 9-10%, and this is like a metro Gold Coast area, blue chip quality location.
Walking to the boulevard and everything.
Yeah, it was like ridiculous, and there's different with those ones in particular. I've spoken to people recently, and you've got to be very careful, because some of those, they're not classified as proper residential. They're like, you know, if they're the high rises and they're the student accommodation, and then
what was the square meterage, the internal?
Internal, there was about, I think it was like 55 roughly square meters.
Yeah.
So it was
definitely a one better. Studio.
Yeah, so it was up wind finance. If you're anything under 40 or 50, it gets a lot difficult.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the prices are a little bit less, but this one in particular was a lot bigger, and I knew it was much more valuable.
Indeed, yeah.
And the person who actually I bought that from, they bought it 5 years previous to that. They put a bunch of money into it, did like a $30,000-$40,000 renovation. They tried to flip it to make money. They just bought it too high to begin with when they bought it, and then they put money into it. And then I got that valued like at 30% higher, like 20 to 30% higher, like within 12 months.
After you purchased?
After I purchased it.
And was that part of the reason for purchasing that one as well? You saw that potentially it was built in with equity just based on comparables with maybe within that building?
100%. The last one, that building sold for like 205, and that one I got for 169. Like, that was probably one of my favourite ones.
So what mistake do you think the vendor had made? Had they maybe timed the market wrong? Maybe they purchased at the peak and then they were trying to offload at the downward stage of the cycle?
I'd definitely say so, yeah. And also, like, a lot of people get emotional with property, where it's like, if something's not for the right price, I'll just walk away. There's zero emotions involved. But as soon as someone goes there, they fall in love with it, and they're like, I'll buy it for a little bit more and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I'm not like that nowadays. So they definitely paid too much for it. Like, they didn't buy below comparable sales. They probably bought above comparable sales at the time when they bought it. Then they spent money on it as well. So
they had no idea. Were they a speculator then? Did they actually buy it for an investment purpose?
I'm not too sure, but I think they definitely did a big renovation on it. So I think they were trying to flip it and make money off of it.
Okay,